Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Marie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Mindful Magic Podcast. I'm Marie.
And I'm Kate. Tonight's episode feels very 2 a.m. spiritual conversation in the kitchen while everybody else is asleep energy.
I know. It really does.
It's just something feels different lately. I don't even know how else to explain it.
Right. I've been feeling it too. It's like I know people have said, well, the veil is thinning forever in in spiritual spaces.
But lately it just feels non existent.
Right. Like people are becoming more emotionally aware, more intuitive, more spiritually open.
Yeah, I've noticed some muggles more willing to actually talk about strange experiences instead of immediately dismissing them.
Are muggles. Yes.
I have
You
though.
I know, right? Well, because when we were younger, people kept this stuff way more private. Now somebody's on YouTube doing live mediumship sessions, like while somebody else is talking about moving trees or elves, like weird dreams and synchronicities on TikTok Live. It's so funny.
Yeah, I love that people are less afraid now. People are curious and people are searching for their own truth. As like so much is being brought to the surface, we want answers. People are curious.
We do. Me too. And I think people are starving for depth again. And honestly, I think people are getting a little disappointed in organized religion. That's just my opinion. No hate, but it does feel like people want more of a personalized spiritual experience. Life has felt too loud, too fast, too overstimulating, and honestly, emotionally exhausting. And I think people are craving for things that make them feel connected again, like to themselves.
I totally agree, Marie. In magic and the mundane, I love how you said personalized. That is so true. That is what set me free when I was going from organized religion to my spiritual path. I'm like, wow, I can be who I am and make it my own.
Right. No judgment. And so exactly, right? Like people are loving starting their own little rituals, and they're doing stargazing more and like intentional gardening and foraging. They're cooking slowly. People are learning herbs, they're developing their intuition, and they're paying attention to dreams again instead of ignoring all this stuff.
Right. And experiencing synchronicity and signs.
Right. People are talking about synchronicities more and more. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, like the universe is winking at people all day long now.
I love that. That's such a good way to describe it. Wink.
And social media accidentally created this giant global consciousness conversation.
Right. And it really did. And people from completely different cultures and belief systems are suddenly comparing near death experiences, paranormal encounters, dreams, shadow figure stories, and of course, UFO sightings and spiritual awakenings.
Yeah, and realizing how eerily similar some of these experiences are. That's what fascinates me most. Not whether every story is objectively true, but how many emotional and symbolic similarities exist between them.
Exactly. Like, take near death experiences, for example. So many people describe an overwhelming love and light and their life reviews, seeing relatives, and feeling connected to everything. And cultures all over the world have described similar spiritual experiences forever.
Exactly. It makes people start questioning consciousness in a deeper way. And I honestly think technology plays a role in this awakening too, like a huge part. As much as social media can be overwhelming and toxic sometimes, it's also connected people in ways we've never seen before. People from all over the world are suddenly, like you were saying, sharing stories, ideas, dreams, and perspective in real time. I mean, Marie, that's how we met.
Exactly. I know. Aren't aren't we lucky?
We are.
But all these things are really double-edged, right? Social media can disconnect people from themselves, but it can also completely transform lives and bring people together. And it's here to stay.
Yeah, yes. I've seen people find healing, community, spiritual awakening, friendships, and even purpose through these, uh, I would say conversations online, but it's also these communities, the social media platforms.
Right. And it's making people realize they aren't alone in what they're experiencing anymore.
Yeah. So instead of approaching all this fearfully, it becomes more like, maybe reality is bigger, stranger, and more magical than we were taught.
Right. Instagram and TikTok have become this weird magical search engine,
It,
right?
it really has. And like we said last episode, whimsy whirl with discernment, whimsy whirl, or, we didn't like doom scrolling because it's
Right.
not like always bad. So whimsy whirl with discernment. There's so much AI out there now, but at the same time, some of the things I've stumbled across genuinely made me stop and think, and I think that they felt legit.
Truly. And you have things like this tripped me out, like the Miami Mall situation resurfacing like constantly online.
Okay, that one got people talking. For anyone who missed it, there were videos everywhere showing this massive police presence at the Miami Mall, rows and rows of police cars. I feel like every cop in around the area, helicopters, people were running. It was chaos.
And what made people spiral was how many witnesses online claimed they saw something strange there that night.
Right. People were saying they saw these huge shadow-like figures moving between crowds. I even heard that like something came out of a portal, and suddenly the internet became obsessed with the idea that there were 8 to 10 foot beings at the mall. I mean, imagine how many people were there.
Right. And then everybody started asking the same question. How are there almost no clear videos or photos if there were that many people there?
Yeah, that's what fascinated people. This happened in a packed mall full of smartphones, and somehow the internet still feels like it never got a clear answer. So people started filling in the blanks themselves.
Yeah, and whether somebody believes in the theories or not, it became this giant collective mystery almost overnight.
Yeah, I think people are becoming more open to the possibility that reality may be stranger than we thought.
And then at the same time, you have governments openly discussing UFOs. I guess they're called UAPs now, and non-human biologics during congressional hearings. Like that's somehow normal now, right?
Yeah, seriously, we all just collectively moved on after hearing government officials publicly discuss unexplained aerial phenomena and non-human intelligence.
And honestly, Kate, I didn't even really watch or look at any of that stuff because I'm like, well, I already knew about it. I already believed in it because I've had my own experiences. And so it was like, okay, well, finally they did something about it. But it wasn't like it was a big, um, what's the word? Epiphany to me.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
same. It was exciting
and
though to know that it was there, that confirmation. Not
right.
that we really
And now,
needed it,
now,
but
yeah, but maybe some people did,
yeah.
like there are a lot of people that just like what the government says is gospel. So, if they needed that to just sort of believe that it's not made up, it's a reality. And now people online constantly talk about the claims involving different extraterrestrial races too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the Greys, Nordics, reptilians, insectoids. I feel like there's more than that, but whether people believe those theories or not, the fact that these conversations are happening publicly now is wild. Like, what a time to be alive.
I couldn't agree more. And especially because 10 years ago, this would have been immediately dismissed.
Yeah, and now it's discussed everywhere: podcasts, news channels, congressional hearings, like you were saying, Marie, TikTok, documentaries.
Right. Podcasts, hint,
Yep.
hint, our podcast. But I think humanity is in this strange place right now where people are questioning consciousness and spirituality, obviously extraterrestrial life, reality, and ancient history kind of all at once. And so we really do live like, or do we really live in the Matrix, Kate? You know, are you a blue pill or a red pill?
Red pill. You and I are definitely red pill people. I feel like everyone listening probably is.
Is a red pill, right? And for anyone listening who doesn't know what that means, the blue pill versus the red pill concept comes obviously from the Matrix movie. The blue pill basically represents staying comfortable, staying asleep to deeper truths, and just continuing status quo. Whereas the red pill represents waking up and questioning reality and becoming aware that there may be so much more going on beneath the surface. So, sorry, we had to reference The Matrix. We love it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people are exhausted by this surface level living. I don't even think this is only about aliens or paranormal stories anymore. I think people miss feeling spiritually alive.
Right. Like there has to be more to being human than just waking up and staring at our computer screens all day, stressing out, sleeping, eating, and then repeating it forever.
Right, exactly.
And also, I think that's why more people are reconnecting with nature again, too. And we need to.
I completely agree. Yes.
With people gardening again, learning herbalism, like these things I mentioned before, watching the moon cycles, sitting outside quietly, walking barefoot, like actually having your bare feet touch the earth, watching storms roll in, paying attention to birds and bugs, listening to their intuition. I am honestly, I am so impressed with everyone's knowledge. And honestly, I just have to say, from when I'm scrolling and seeing, because that's our connection to other people is what they're doing online, really. We don't know all of these other people, but I'm really impressed, especially with the younger folks, like how into it they are, into our like metaphysical and paranormal and kind of witchy world. They've really spent time diving into these things. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, and it's so niche. Like, I would never think of some of these things. This social media, when you're authentic and you're sharing what you want to share, it makes that is why I use that's why I scroll. That is why I whimsy world is to learn and be inspired by other people.
Yeah.
And the earth feels more alive lately too. Like I've noticed. I mean, I'm very connected to nature, and I know you are, Marie. But like I've even birds, like we were at a soccer game, my son's soccer game the other day, and there's music playing, and the birds were singing along with the music. And my husband was laughing outside, and the birds were laughing with him. Like it's just when he would stop, they would stop. Like that connection, it's like it's developing, it's becoming stronger.
Wow. That's so cool.
And
Yeah,
when I
that's
hear Dolores Cannon talk about consciousness, earth energy, or people under hypnosis, describing living forests and communicating trees, fairies, inner earth, something in me recognizes it. I feel like I'm missing something. Like when I watch Avatar or the Wicked movies, like I feel like my soul misses something. Like there's some truth hidden underneath it all. Like people always say they hide the truth in plain sight, and sometimes I really believe that's true.
I agree too. And indigenous cultures have believed the earth was alive forever. The trees, the rivers, mountains, land spirits, so many ancient traditions already understood that connection.
Yes, so many souls have incarnated here so many times. No wonder they feel such a deep connection to the earth. The connection is ancient. I've given readings to people with very strong, like fairy energy, dragon energy, in both men and women. Like I feel like I'm connected directly with nature. It's amazing.
I love that, you know. And then modern science is literally proving that forests communicate underground through the fungal networks and root systems. Trees warn each other about danger. It's documented. They share nutrients, they support weaker trees, which sounds magical, even scientifically. And remember how I mentioned the Findhorn Garden, that book I read so long ago? But if you're interested in that book, you should pick it up. It's about um, kind of like a hippie commune, if you will, that communicated with nature and the plants in an environment that were less than ideal. Like the ground wasn't very fertile, it was not ideal growing conditions. And all they did was communicate with the plants, and they produced amazing fruits and vegetables, at least according to the book. And then people toured the gardens as well. It was so cool.
That's fascinating. I love that. I still have to read that book. I'm going to get it today. And maybe that's why there's this growing fascination again with like earth magic, cryptids, sea beings, fairies, hidden civilizations, and this ancient folklore. It's not new. As humanity raises its vibration and becomes more aware, we're just simply noticing it. That doesn't mean everything online is true, obviously, but pay attention to how you feel when you're online too. What are you noticing while you're sitting in your garden, walking outside, or simply going about your day? And I don't know about you, but lately I almost feel new here. Like something has shifted, Marie. The world just feels different than it used to. Like I can't describe it.
Yeah, it's like it's waking up and the mystery is returning. We don't just wanna be like the sh that show, The Last of Us, with the mushrooms, I forget what they're called, oh my gosh. My long COVID makes my brain so foggy sometimes, but, the show The Last of Us with the mushrooms communicating underground and growing, unless, of course, Pedro Pascal walks in, of course, and then, but I think this is an important distinction. It's mystery, it's not fear. And when Kate just said, like, notice how you feel, I think that's the key is notice how you feel. We should all be paying more attention to how we feel. And I think that's such a good barometer because curiosity is healthy. Asking questions is healthy. Leaving room for mystery and possibility is healthy.
Right. And people online, they spiral into fear with these topics sometimes, and that energy never feels healthy to me. I've seen people become completely consumed by fear over this stuff. And it can even turn into really cult like behavior sometimes, which, side note, I do love those cult documentaries, though.
I know, right? You're like, "Why didn't you just leave?"
Yeah,
No, but it's so true, it's so true. You can't be consumed by the fear, so, obsession and paranormal are not spirituality. You have to learn discernment. Awakening shouldn't disconnect you from reality. It should make you it shouldn't make you fearful to live a full and happy life. It should connect you more deeply to life, to yourself, to your body, to nature, and to your community.
yeah. And people are so overstimulated right now. When I say people, I mean me too.
Oh, totally. Constant notifications, the doom scrolling, which we have lovingly rebranded as whimsy whirls, right? And
Yes.
fear based media 24/7. Our nervous systems are fried.
Yeah. And this is why simple rituals, mindful magic, it matters so much right now.
Totally agree. And, you know, making tea intentionally, cooking slowly, lighting candles, our intentional gardening, watching storms roll in, all this stuff I just mentioned. I think that this is slowing down and connecting is so important.
It is. And even putting your phone down for 20 minutes feels revolutionary right now.
God, it's so addicting. It's so true, especially, I guess, if it's hard if you're working because you're like, what if I miss a notification and there's something I have to do? But it's still important to put it down and just look outside for 10 minutes. Don't they say that is it increases productivity if you take a break? So I think that's probably the hardest spiritual practice of all. My cousin Kristen has this amazing do not disturb message that simply reads, "Hi, I'm taking a break from technology for a little bit. If I don't answer you, that's why. Have a great day."
Yeah, truly. I mean, I quit making excuses. I have to say, like, I'll say I have no energy. I'll be back when I feel myself. Again, you have to. Like, I've been
I
forced to set boundaries lately.
I love that, and good for you. People need to protect their energy more right now.
Yeah. I mean, we stay informed, but don't drown yourself in negativity all day.
Right. Focus on your life, your family, your home, your health, your circle. And I can't emphasize this enough. Spend time outside and eat real food, rest your nervous system. The scrolling can be truly addictive.
Yeah. And stop giving your energy away arguing online with strangers about things that actually that they don't affect you in your daily life. So trolls are the worst, Marie. No matter what, remember you should be calling your energy back to you every night before sleep because it can be one comment that just, sets the whole mood for the day. Don't allow that to happen.
It's so true. I am so guilty of this. Do you know how many times I've wanted to comment on something where somebody just like I got my hackles up over and I typed it and then I just erased it. Like I you don't need to emotionally attach yourself to every collective fear or jackass happening on the internet.
That hurt.
Stay aware, stay compassionate, but conserve your energy too. That's
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah. And keep discernment. Just because something's viral doesn't automatically make it true.
So true. A curiosity and discernment can exist together.
Yeah. I think one of the most magical things people can do right now is leave room for mystery again without needing immediate answers for everything. And I love to sleep on things. If I'm my mind is going crazy, I will just go to bed or take a nap.
That that is such a good practice. Yes, sit with the mystery a little.
Yeah. And because the older I get, the less interested I am in pretending humanity knows everything. I have accepted there's probably a lot I know that I don't know.
Right. Same.
And the more I realize how magical the world actually is. And now,
Yes.
welcome to Blue Moon Reflections, our special segment for those rare moments when the sky gifts us a blue moon. Spiritually, many people view a blue moon as a kind of cosmic punctuation mark. Not necessarily a time to start something brand new, but a time to pause and ask yourself, what has come full circle? What lessons keep returning? What am I finally ready to release? And while I need to ask myself these questions, this explains a lot to me, Marie.
Right. Same. Exactly. And I did that. So technically, the blue moon was yesterday. And you guys, we adore our listeners and anybody who supports us so much. We had to mention that we try to record on a regular schedule. And do you know how hard it is to try to work out a schedule when I'm in Hawaii and Kate is in Michigan? It's
It
it's
is.
so hard. So we tried really hard to record before today. But before we dive too deeply into the magic of the blue moon, let's talk about the science. Because one of the things Kate and I love is understanding how something works. It doesn't make it less magical. If anything, it makes it more incredible. And first things first, a blue moon isn't actually blue. I know we've all
Bummer.
been lied to, right?
I'm really
um,
bummed.
I know, right? A blue moon is simply a scheduling quirk. It takes the moon about 29.5 days to complete its cycle from full moon to full moon. Since most months are either 30 or 31 days long, every couple of years the timing works out so that we get two full moons in a single calendar. The second moon is what people call a blue moon.
And then there's actually another definition too. That historically, some almanacs refer to a blue moon as the third full moon in a season that contains four full moons instead of the usual three. Both definitions are considered valid today, depending on whether you're looking at astronomy, folklore, or historical usage. But either way, blue moons are relatively uncommon, which is why we use the phrase once in a blue moon to describe something rare.
I love that. And Kate, why isn't it blue,
Why
right?
isn't it blue?
So, if it isn't blue, why do we call it a blue moon? And the name comes from a fascinating mix of folklore, publishing areas, and astronomy. The moon can occasionally appear bluish after a major volcanic eruptions or really large wildfires. The tiny particles in the atmosphere can scatter the red wavelengths of life and allow more blue light to reach our eyes. So our One famous example occurred after the eruption of the volcano Krakatoa in 1883. Reports from around the world described unusually colored moons, including blue and green appearances. And isn't that cool? Could you imagine a green moon?
That would be amazing.
Oh my gosh. But that actually was like unrelated to what we call a blue moon today. But anyway, that's why it's not really blue.
And most of the time, your blue moon will look exactly like every other full moon, which is honestly, it's still pretty spectacular.
Right, right. And now here's where things get really interesting. The moon may seem distant, but it has a measurable effect on our planet every single day. Its gravity helps drive Earth's ocean tides. And as the moon moves around the Earth, its gravitational pulls and creates a bulge in the oceans, resulting in the rising and falling tides that we observe along the coastlines. And without the moon, the Earth's tides would be dramatically different.
Yeah. And now let's talk about the question that everyone asks. Does the full moon make people act differently? The honest scientific answer is we're not entirely sure. Researchers have spent decades studying possible connections between lunar phases and sleep, mood, crime rates, ER visits, birth, all kinds of human behavior. The strongest evidence so far suggests there may be a small effect on sleep for some people around the full moon, but the results are mixed and often difficult to reproduce. So while science hasn't confirmed that everyone turns into a werewolf during a full moon,
Hey, speak for yourself. Ooh.
I mean, I believe it does affect some of us too. I mean, some people maybe not, not all the effects, but I believe it does. I always joke my husband has a full moon period because he gets so grouchy. It's like near and on every full moon. Many people genuinely report feeling more emotional, reflective, energetic, or restless during full moon periods, whether that's biology, psychology, culture, or some combination of all three remains an active area of discussion.
Kate, Danny is secretly a werewolf. Did you
I
not
know
know
he
that?
totally is. That's why I love him. I
Right.
was Team Jacob.
I and honestly, it makes sense since like our bodies are what 75% water that we're not getting a little bulge of water when the full moon passes over us too, right?
Right. Like I, that's why I agree that it does. But that's the
Yeah.
scientific explanation. That's what they're talking about in
That
the scientific community.
That's right. And being a former paramedic, I mean, the whole medical community, if you are a cop, a firefighter, or EMS, or work in the ER, everybody dreads the full moon. They get ready for it. So I mean, at least from what I've seen, it does seem to have some validity there. You know,
Yeah.
I,
Hmm.
yeah. And what I find most beautiful is this the light that we're seeing, it isn't actually coming from the moon, right? The moon does not generate its own light. Every moonrise, every full moon, every blue moon, every moon beam across the ocean is sunlight reflected off the lunar surface. So you're looking at sunlight that traveled from the sun to the moon, bounced off the lunar rock, and traveled back another 238,000 miles to Earth. It passed through our atmosphere and landed in your eyeballs. And yet we still find time to complain about traffic. Look at that travel time.
Yeah. And whether you see the blue moon as astronomy, symbolism, spirituality, or simply an excuse to spend a few moments looking up, it reminds us of something important. We live on a moving planet orbiting a star, accompanied by a moon that has circled us for billions of years. And every now and then the calendar and the cosmos line up in just the right way to give us something a little rare.
I love that. And it's worth paying attention to.
Yeah, I think I like to think of a blue moon as the universe saying, "Are you sure? One more chance, one more look, one more
I love
opportunity
that. I
to
love
not
that.
lose them before moving forward." So maybe you've been avoiding a difficult conversation. Maybe you've been carrying an old story about yourself. That's really big. It's already coming through for the reading today at the end of the episode. That's big. Maybe you've been waiting for permission to change. This moon doesn't necessarily bring answers. Sometimes it simply shines a brighter light on what's already there.
So take a moment tonight even to look up, You don't need a complicated ritual. You don't need expensive crystals. You don't need to know your rising sign. Just stand beneath the moon and ask yourself, what am I carrying that has completed its purpose? And then ask, what would happen if I let it go?
Yeah. And remember, release doesn't always mean throwing something away. Sometimes it means forgiving, not forgetting. It's calling your energy back. Sometimes it means changing your mind. Sometimes it means realizing you've outgrown a version of yourself that worked perfectly well for who you were then. So, a lot of reflection. So, we're going to share a simple blue moon release ritual. So, for this ritual, you're going to need a small piece of paper, a pen, or whatever to draw with, to write with, a fire safe bowl, or simply a place to safely tear and discard the paper. And then you're going to write down a fear, a limiting belief, a resentment, or a habit that you're ready to leave behind. So you're going to write that down and you're going to read it out loud. Thank it for whatever lesson that it brought, for the challenge of it, and then safely burn, shred, or bury the paper. And as you do this, say, I release what no longer serves my highest good. I carry forward only wisdom.
Ah, I love that. The blue moon reminds us that life moves in cycles. Nothing stays forever, not our struggles, not our mistakes, not even our certainty. So tonight, give yourself permission to close a chapter because every ending is also making room for a new beginning. And we have to remember too, just because the full moon energy lasts for 3 days, even though yesterday was a full moon, we still are lingering into today. So until the next time, you can keep your feet on the earth, your eyes on the stars, and a little magic in your heart.
Yeah. And since we're talking about the blue moon, we thought this would be a perfect time to talk about making moon water. So, moon water isn't a historical practice tied to one specific ancient tradition. It's a modern folk magic practice that has become popular among contemporary witches, pagans, and spiritual practitioners. The idea is simple. So, water is left under the moonlight and intentionally charged with your intentions, hopes, prayers. So whether you view it as spiritual, symbolic, or simply a mindful ritual, it's a beautiful way to connect with nature, with the natural world.
Ah, and honestly, one of the reasons I love moon water is that it's so accessible. You don't need rare herbs, you don't need expensive tools. You just need water, a container, and a little intention. And remember, we have the energy again for the full moon for 3 days. So please take the time if you can and make a batch of moon water. So, to make blue moon water, start with a clean glass jar or bottle. Fill it with drinking water if you plan to use it internally, and if you're only using it for ritual purposes, then any clean water is fine. Um, Take the jar, place it outside or on a windowsill where the moonlight can reach it. It's so simple. Before you leave it, hold the jar in your hands and think about what you'd like to invite into your life or what you're ready to release, and then simply leave it overnight. You bring it inside the next morning before the sun gets too strong. And then you can also recharge any of your crystals in a really big way in moon water overnight. Any crystal or gem that's at least safe to place in water, that is.
Yes. And when in doubt, keep the crystal next to the jar rather than in it. The intention is everything if you're unsure. You can write your intention on a small piece of paper and you can place it underneath the jar if you like to.
Right. And this is where it gets fun. You can add a splash of moon water or blue moon water to a ritual bath when you're looking for relaxation, healing, or release. You can use the water, you can use it to water houseplants as a symbolic blessing for growth and abundance, which is what I did today, Kate. I set my jar out last night and then I watered my indoor plants with my blue moon water. And you can save it in a little spray bottle and lightly mist your altar, your sacred space, your meditation area, or even your front doorstep. Some
Yep.
people like to anoint candles with it also before a ritual. And you can also add a few drops to any type of floor wash when you're cleaning your home, or any type of non-toxic spray when you're doing any type of cleaning, so that you can set new intentions.
I love that, Marie. So simple. And if you
Yeah.
made your moon water with clean drinking water and you stored it properly, some practitioners also like to add a small amount to tea, coffee, or recipes as a symbolic way of carrying that intention into the day. The important thing isn't the water itself. The important thing is the pause, making time for that intention, the mindfulness, the moment you stop and consciously choose what you're bringing into this life.
I love that. And as your moon water rests beneath the blue moon, you might say something like this: Moon above and earth below, may this water carry clarity where there is confusion, peace where there is worry, and wisdom where there is uncertainty. May it hold only what serves my highest good.
I love that. And if
I
nothing
know.
else, and yeah, and if you're tad skeptical and you've spent a few moments under the night sky, remembering that you're part of something much bigger than your to-do list. I mean, just standing underneath it, that is magic all by itself.
Right. Right. And okay, Kate, it's time for the Kitchen Witch segment.
I love the kitchen witch segment.
And tonight we're doing a simple grounding nervous system tea, because spiritually opening up without grounding can feel really overwhelming. We always promote herbal teas, but let's change it up a bit. It's summertime, and if you're going to get off your butt and away from your phone, you need a little caffeine.
Yes. So this is Marie's matcha mint iced tea. And why this tea is grounding. So matcha provides caffeine plus a high amount of L-theanine, an amino acid that can promote calm, alertness, and may soften the jittery edge of caffeine. And many people describe the effect as focused and centered rather than buzzy. And mint adds cooling summer energy without being overly stimulating.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I love it
So,
too.
um, in order to make it, here are the ingredients. You can use just for one serving, so you can adjust it if you want to make a whole pitcher. But for one serving, you can add 1 teaspoon of ceremonial or culinary matcha. And if you don't have matcha on, just use a green tea bag. You use um, 2 tablespoons of warm water if you're using matcha powder, not boiling. And then obviously boiling water if you're making a bag tea. You can get 6 to 8 fresh mint leaves, preferably organic and washed, and then ice it up, add a little cold water. And then if you want to add some sweetener, you can 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey or a little tiny stevia, agave, or simple syrup. So you're going to gently muddle the mint leaves in the bottom of the glass or shaker. Let's release that mint oil from the leaves. Oh, it's going to smell so good. I just smelled it in my mind. Place the matcha in a small bowl and add the warm water, and whisk it until it's slightly frothy. Now this is only if you have the matcha powder. Fill a glass or a shaker with ice, and then add the mint, the matcha mixture or green tea mixture, and some cold water, and then of course your sweetener, and then just shake it up and serve it immediately.
And then you can also add do a rose mint matcha variation. So for the Kitchen Witch inspired version, you can add a half teaspoon dried food grade rose petals while muddling the mint. And you can also garnish a few rose petals and a mint sprig. So the rose softens the matcha's grassy notes and pairs really nice with the mint. And also adding a pinch of dried rose petals helps with the heart centered energy and the beauty because this sounds beautiful.
I know, and anything with roses, we love our divine feminine roses.
Yeah.
um, and then of course you're making it with intention. So as your tea steeps or you're stirring it, you're going to stir clockwise, and you're going to set your intention. I return to my body, I return to my peace and the present moment.
I love that so much. And you can also infuse any intention into your drink.
That's
You
right.
want to
Oh,
boost
and
extra boost.
what was that?
Any extra boost. It's a great time to enhance your roses. I feel like for me, really help enhance my intentions.
I love roses. I can't say enough about roses, and I always have rose petals on hand just because I add them to
Yeah,
so much stuff. Okay, and while drinking it, no doom scrolling.
no doom scrolling. It might be impossible. We will try.
And then take a moment, drink slowly, take some deep breaths, and let your nervous system just settle down a little bit.
So that was beautiful, Marie. I love that. Now we're going to go into mindful magic. So I think my biggest takeaway lately is this: the feeling that the veil dissolving. I feel like thinning isn't even the right word anymore. It isn't about escaping reality. It's about finally becoming present enough to notice how alive reality actually is. The earth, our intuition, synchronicities, connection, energy, nature, and people. I think we stopped paying attention for a while, and humanity is starting to remember again. We are remembering. So, I
Yeah.
do you want to add anything else to that, Marie, before I hop into the collective reading?
No, I'm so excited for the collective reading.
Yeah, I took notes earlier, so I try to get this together before we record. So I took some notes. So, um, what I was hearing is our body being very loud. We have this we're paying more attention and our body is I'm trying to put words to this because I receive feelings and it's hard for me to put to words sometimes. So what I'm hearing and feeling is that we are more in tune, we are more sensitive, and our body is reacting and noticing. So this can be reacting and getting louder with gut issues, aches and pains. Your body is talking to you. Really pay attention. Any new aches and pains, also shielding yourself is so important because with how sensitive we are, everyone's abilities are developing naturally. Like I said earlier, even muggles. So really listen to what your body's saying because we're more sensitive, but you're also open to absorbing things from other people, your news feed, your relationships, anything. So shielding yourself is as simple as envisioning yourself in a bubble of white light every day when you wake up before you put your foot on the floor. You are surrounded by white light. Ask your angels, your spirit team, or say, thank you for blessing my day. Thank you for helping me do all things with love and to see love everywhere. So that's what I do in the morning, and it really does change. So that's what I was getting to is our body is very loud, and we need to be paying attention. I feel like our body is shifting with everything else. And even weight gain. If you've been gaining weight, you're holding on to something. You need to release it. So this can be physically letting something go or spiritually. I feel like we all know what it is that we're holding on to for the most part. So also what I'm getting before I get into the cards is there is a solution to every challenge. And if you see something that you want and you're trying to get there, it means that you can achieve it. And I'm speaking from experience with everything that I've been through is I've had to learn that if I want something bad enough, that means there's a way to get it. And if I see it, it's supposed to be mine. So getting into more of that mindset of taking control, you can even ask your angels to provide, to show you creative solutions. Um, so that's a really big theme for today too. And also at the same time, not trying to confuse anyone, I'm seeing goals changing. We are changing. Like I said, I feel like everything's different right now. And I feel like we are changing, we're physically changing, but so are our goals. So if you want to focus on something else, allow yourself to do that. And like I said, it's all about how you feel. If something doesn't feel right and you're not 100% in it, allow yourself to start over or tweak it. And we're more authentic than we've ever been. So allow your authentic higher self to guide you. So that is the message I received before I even pulled cards. The cards that I pulled from today are Moonology Oracle cards. I love this deck. So the first card I pulled is Hold Your Vision. So there is so much momentum being built up. So many things are happening, not just in our own lives, but all around the world. Everything is kind of crazy. So it's really, really important to stay grounded and to hold your vision. Stay focused. And The second card that came up, which I love how this came out second, was a personal issue reaches resolution. What Spirit is saying is that by holding on to your vision and really paying attention to what your body and your soul is guiding you to do, issues are going to solve on their own naturally. Creative solutions are on their way. Just knowing that there is a solution here. I know that it's happening. I know that I need to keep moving forward. That's the first half of the reading here. The second, which is very comforting, is letting you know that pushing yourself past your comfort zone and doing what you're guided to do, you are safe to do that. The card says you and your loved ones are safe. So don't be afraid to take a chance, to push yourself, because if you want change, you have to make change. So you are safe. You are fully supported. So what are you being guided to do? What are you being guided to build? And little steps matter. I always say that little steps are very important. And then the last card, a beautiful way to end this reading, is prosperity lies ahead. So everything is a shit show right now, but it's okay. It's all going to make sense in the end. You're doing what you need to do, but it's the most important thing I can take out of this reading is to allow yourself to lead. Don't do something for someone else. Like, if you want something, go get it, and don't allow anyone to tear you down. If you feel like you don't want to tell someone about what you're doing, don't do it. Just keep it to yourself and just keep moving forward, and know that you are fully supported. And if you want to feel supported and you don't feel supported, ask your angels and your spirit team, help me feel held. Help me feel held and guide me. And the signs and the synchronicities and the dreams, they will be louder. They will be more clear. So that is all that I have for today.
Kate, that was amazing. Thank you so much. You put so much of yourself into these collective readings, and they're truly a blessing. And you're so gifted. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of all of us receiving this. That is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with somebody who loves these kinds of conversations too. Stay curious, stay open minded, but keep your discernment and keep the magic alive.
If you have any questions or topics you would like to hear Marie and I discuss, please comment below, send us a message, or reach out to us on Instagram. We like to close each episode with a moment of mindfulness. Take a deep breath and think about what you're grateful for today. We're now going to bless everything that you're grateful for and let your higher self and guides know that you are open for even more blessings. We bid you farewell until we meet again. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. We hope your day is filled with love, happiness, undeniable signs, and mindful magic. You can check out Marie's handmade candles, soaps, lotions, and more at kitchenwitchhawaii.com, and you can follow her on Instagram. You can book an angel reading with me, check out my books, and sign up for our angel magic community at katewhitneyofficial.com. And be sure to follow Mindful Magic on YouTube at mindfulmagicchannel. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions or topics